You are standing at the checkout, nothing fancy in your basket. Milk, bread, eggs, pasta, same stuff you always buy. Back then it cost 38 bucks, but today the cashier hits you with 57, sometimes even 70.
Oh my God, look at these prices. $3.99 for a little small tub of cream cheese. That's the deal.
The paradox, you didn't change anything, you just somehow got poorer. Official numbers show prices in 2026 are nearly 28% higher than pre-pandemic, and they're not dropping at all. You hear it everywhere. Inflation slowing, crisis is over, everything's normalized. But your wallet doesn't agree.
$7 for 10 slices of cheese?
So what's going on? If supply pressures eased by 2024, why did prices stay high? You think that market self-regulates, competition, supply, demand, textbook stuff, but in reality, prices just keep climbing. The media calls it inflation, so we shrug and accept it. But it's really not inflation, it's something else. Someone designed the system so you pay more for the same stuff, or same price, less stuff.
Why are groceries so damn expensive? I just stopped on my way home from work to get something for tonight, and my God, it was like over $40.
Today we're breaking down how they keep prices high. Why is nobody lowering prices? How does the system work? And what can regular people do about it? I'm Max Evans. Here we don't just talk about hot business and social topics. We dissect how they work from the inside. Let's dive in. Inflation has cooled, crisis ended, but prices are still sky high. Logic says supplies recovered, competition's back, prices should drop, but they don't. Here is where it gets interesting. What if this isn't inflation at all? You're asking, then what is it? Greed, plain and simple, with fancy math backing it up. There is even the term greedflation.
The main reason prices are so damn high when you go to the store is greedflation.
That's what happens when companies raise prices to max out profits, not because their real costs went up, but because they can. Roosevelt Institute research shows corporate profit grew faster than inflation itself after the 2021-2022 crisis. Companies used chaos as cover to jack up prices forever. The crisis was real, but they exploited it. S&P Global data shows supply chains normalized in 2023, but prices didn't. They locked them in because they could. But wait, the market should regulate itself, right? No, nobody's dropping prices while we keep paying. Check for yourself. Grab a bag of Doritos, same package, same price, but less inside. Charmin toilet paper, thinner roll, fewer layers. General Mills, same cereal box but less inside. Even socks. Used to be 10 pairs per pack, then 8. Now even less. That's shrinkflation. You pay the same but get less.
Shrinkflation is when companies make their product smaller but keep it at the same price, and it exposes just how hard customers are getting robbed.
And it's no accident, it's a strategy. Also interesting, macro trends recorded Walmart pulling $27 billion in operating profit in 2023. How does a company have record profits in the middle of the cost of living crisis? Coincidence? I doubt it. Here's another example to make it crystal clear. Look at cars. The average new car price in the US by 2026 hit over $48,000. Many budget models are deliberately cut from production to push you toward premium versions. Choice has totally vanished. Either you overpay or you walk. See the pattern? Price isn't determined by cost. It's set by how much you'll tolerate. Companies calculate how much can you take before you snap, and they hold the price right at that edge. But if price is the math of patience, who is doing the calculations? Who decides where exactly that line is for you personally? Riddle me this. There are thousands of landlords across the country. Nobody talks to each other. They don't even know each other. Nobody made any deals. But they all raised prices simultaneously. How's that possible? Who actually decides what you'll pay? You're about to get it. It always seemed like the market was supply, demand, competition, but behind every price jump now sits an algorithm that knows more about you than you think. And it doesn't compete, it synchronizes. Here is an example. Take housing rentals. Thousands of landlords nationwide use the same software, RealPage. The program called YieldStar gathers data from all connected properties and recommends a price not yours individually, but collectively. All landlords in the area raise rates at once because the algorithm said so. Basically, it's a cartel disguised as code. The US Department of Justice signed a settlement in this case in later 2025. It acknowledged that the system works like collusion. Except formally nobody coordinated. The program did it for them. Another example, your car. You bought it. It's yours. But while you drive, the car collects data. How you brake, accelerate, how often you break rules. This data goes to brokers like Parity or LexisNexis. They sell it to insurance companies. Your premium goes up, even though you haven't had a single accident. In 2025, Texas filed a lawsuit because insurance prices go up not from risk, but from data about you. BMW sold cars with heated seats already built in. But to activate them, you have to get a subscription, $18 a month. They introduced this subscription, and it became a trend symbol for other brands. Think about it. You bought a physical object, but the features are software locked. You own it, but don't control it. And health insurance. United Healthcare's AI algorithm denied 90% of claims it shouldn't have, but only 0.2% of people appealed. So denial is more profitable than approval. Turns out it's not a system failure, it's a business model baked into the algorithm. There is even a term for it, dynamic pricing, when prices changes based on who you are and how urgently you need something. I made a separate detailed video on this. Definitely watch it. Check out the description below. But wait, let's find the common thread in everything I've listed so far. Algorithms turned competition into synchronization. Landlord plus RealPage software equals alliance. Automaker plus data broker plus insurer, another alliance. They all use your data to squeeze the maximum out of you. But if algorithms know everything about you, your habits, routes, health, finances, you're not the customer anymore. So who you are really? Here comes the best part. But first, one important thing. I make videos for this channel every week, and growth could be better. All that motivates me is literally the few likes I see on each video. So if you genuinely like this video, please hit like, leave comment, subscribe. It supports me big time. My goal is to help you see the real truth in this fast-changing world. It used to be simple. You walked into a store, bought a product, left. Seller got the money, you got the product, deal closed. But now the model has changed. You are no longer a customer they must please. You are a resource they efficiently extract. Look, you see tons of brands around. Tide, Ariel, Pampers, Gillette, Head & Shoulders. Pick any. It's competition, right? No, they all belong to one company, Procter & Gamble. Nestle owns everything from baby food to coffee to pet food. Unilever controls shampoos, ice cream, tea. Just 10 to 11 mega holdings control almost all consumer brands. You pick a different package, but the money goes to the same pocket. Competition has become an illusion. By the way, I have a separate video on this too, check the description. That's a lot to hear, but at least your data is safe, right? Nope, data brokers make billions selling information about you. A February 2026 Senate report recorded $20 billion in damages from the data breaches. Meanwhile, they hide the opt-out button in the code, so you won't find it. Here is another interesting example. You've probably searched for jobs on LinkedIn, saw a posting, sent your resume, but here is another shocker. 27.4% of all LinkedIn job ads are fake.
If you're relying on LinkedIn to get a new job, you are a sucker, because LinkedIn is a scam. They are predatory to job seekers and they are gaslighting all of you.
Yeah, exactly. They're posted not for hiring, but to collect data. Your skills, salary expectations, contacts. You thought it was an opportunity. Turns out it's a personal data harvesting tool. So the old model of sold product, closed deal is gone. The new model is ecosystem traps with endless monetization. You enter once, then they bleed you dry at every step. Subscription, data, ads, algorithms. If the system exploits you as a resource, is there even a way out? Or are we stuck in this loop forever? The answer next chapter. Algorithms, holdings, ecosystem traps, it all sounds inevitable. And here is the logical question. What do we do? Fight corporations, protest, write petitions? Let's be honest, we won't break the system globally. But here's what matters. The system feeds on impulse purchases. So how do you starve it? Easier than you think. Let me explain how. Imagine you go to the store for milk, but between the aisles, your eye catches a sale. New item, bright packaging, and suddenly your cart has 5 things you didn't plan. That's the system's fuel. Every unplanned purchase directly finances the exploitation we talked about. Marketers work precisely on this lever. Status consumption monetizes your insecurity. They don't sell you a product, they sell the feeling you'll be better if you buy. And you buy again and again. Here's what can actually help. Buy only what you decided to buy beforehand, not in the moment, not under the influence of ads. Beforehand, make a list, buy the list. Done. You'd think we need to fight the system. Actually, it's enough to stop being the victim. This isn't about deprivation. You don't have to give up stuff. It's about paying attention. Use things till they wear out. Repair instead of replace. That's even a name for it. Underconsumption core. Sounds simple, but it's any corporation's worst nightmare. A person who doesn't give in to impulse. As we established, choosing between brands of one holding is fiction. Real choice is opting out of the game where possible, not playing by their rules. Here is a question for you. If you stop impulse buying, what actually changes for you? Simple answer. Every unplanned impulse is the system's revenue, and every conscious decision is your freedom back. The system will stay a system, that's true. Wall Street won't change from your decision. Algorithms will keep running, holdings will keep buying brands. Here is the key to finally understanding. Any corporation's quarterly report rests on one assumption: that you'll buy what you didn't plan, that you'll ignore the mechanics we broke down today. But their math only works if you are predictable. We said you're not a customer anymore, you're a resource. Well, the difference between a resource and a human is a resource can decide to stop being one. You can. Every time you don't give in, you fall out of their equation. Not because you break the system, but because you stop feeding it. The system exploits those who don't know the mechanics. Now you know the mechanics. You are not their resource anymore, unless you keep acting like one. That part's on you. If you liked this video, subscribe, so we don't lose each other. I'm preparing even more interesting stuff ahead.